Welcome to Kess, Dissident Mage. As far as our opening hand goes, yeah, I like this. I mean, it's a little slow, but we'll keep on this one. I like Dak Faden, and I like Mystic Confluence. Yeah, that'll be a good thing. Our opponent does have a 6 converted mana cost commander, so maybe we'll have a little bit of time to do some setting up. Let's lead off with, I guess, Flooded Strand. Yeah, that's fine. Lead off with Flooded Strand, and anything else we're going to go and pass the turn to our opponent. We're playing Kess, Dissident Mage, the official twin mage. Flying during each of your turns, you may cast an instant or sorcery spell from your graveyard. If a spell cast this way be put in your graveyard, exile it instead. Our opponent's going to go for Bajuka Bog. Oh, that feels good. Get out of here, Bajuka Bog. We'll go ahead and crack Flooded Strand. And then, let's see, we'll go and grab something that comes into play tap. We'll grab Fetid Pulse. That'll be good. And then kick it back over, and I'll cover Geth here in just a second. Then we draw into Catacombs. Let's go and get down Polluted Delta, and then kick it back over to our opponent. Playing against Geth, Lord of the Vault. Intimidate, and then for a black activation, actually, get rid of the yield button. Put target artifact or creature card with converting mana cost X from an opponent's graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. Then that player puts the top X cards of their library into their graveyard. So we did to play around Geth. Since we are playing a graveyard deck, we don't really have... we don't really care about our graveyard going away, so we're going to have to be a little bit careful. The only good thing about this deck is we don't have a ton of creatures in here, and mainly they're utility creatures. So if our opponent's going to grab something, they might grab Kiki Jiki, which wouldn't be too fun, but that happens sometimes. Let's grab, not Vulcan, let's grab Steam Vents, have that come into play. Not going to pay 2. And then we'll get back over to our turn, get down Dak Faden, start drawing some cards. If we want to, and gain control of that Sun Droplet. Be pretty cool. Main thing is we want to get down Dak Faden and gain control of one of our opponent's artifacts. That would really help us out. Let's go for Drowned Catacomb. Let's go Dak Faden. There we go. Get that down. We're going, well, helps if we tap for red somewhere in there. That always drives me nuts. All right, there we go. Get down Dak Faden. Let's go for the +1 target player. We're definitely going to choose ourselves on this one. We don't want to target our opponent. And then we have to discard 2 cards. Yeah, I guess we just get rid of... it's going to be another red source, but we can tutor it up with Catacombs. So we're going to get rid of Dragon Skull Summit, and we'll get rid of just Basic Island. Yeah, that's good. That's fine. All right, and then kick it back over to our opponent. Also, before we jump into the video, shout out to MTGOTraders for being a sponsor on the channel. They help make this channel possible. So if you're looking to get into Magic on Commander Online, if you're looking to get into Commander on Magic Online, be sure to check out MTGOTraders and check out their paper store, Cape Fear Games, for any sort of paper and Magic needs. And also shout out to InkedGaming.com. I have a coupon code over there. Coupon code JOLT will give you, I think, 10% off your order. And if you use that coupon code, it will certainly go back to help out the channel, get a little bit of a kickback. So if you're in the market for a playmat, a custom playmat, hit them up. So we do draw into Entomb. And we've got Dak Faden, go for that. We could go for Kess if we wanted to, too. You know, let's just straight up just go ahead and go for, let's get down Catacombs. And I think I like getting down Kess. You know, if our opponent's got some sort of spot removal, they've got it. So let's go Catacombs. Let's grab a black source, Underground Sea. Actually, we need to grab another red source. Let's go Badlands. Get down, let's go for the Dak Faden activation. We're going to draw 2 cards, discard 2 cards. Impure Recruiter. Okay, so now we're getting somewhere. And I guess at this point, I still like getting down Dawson and Perfection too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's get rid of Mountain, and we'll go and get rid of Sunken Ruins. I still like holding on to Entomb. Let's go for Kess. Tap down for Grixis Colors. There we go. And then kick it back over to our opponent. So, yeah, if you want to get a playmat made, go for that. And then also, during each of my videos, going forward, basically into the new year, if you like one of my thumbnails, and you want to use that thumbnail as a wallpaper for your desktop, I'm starting to put an image link down there that does not have text on it, so that way it just kind of looks like magic art. So that way if you want to use it for your home computer wallpaper, go for it. It'll be in the description boxes of all my videos. But it's going to get down Sad Robot, and they're going to see if they gain it. Yeah, no droplets on there. Ooh, we're drawn to Splinter Twin. Okay, so that's pretty good. Let's go for Dak Faden. We're going to draw in a few more cards. Now, with this deck, this is the Splinter Twin combo, and I'll kind of explain that in a second. I don't always like to just jam the Splinter Twin combo as quickly as possible. So that's kind of, let's get rid of Wooded Foothills and Arid Mesa. And then whenever you're dealt damage, put a charge counter on it, and they can gain a life. Yeah, let's go on. Well, actually, we'll leave up Kess at this point, because Kess does not have Vigilance. Yeah, we don't want Sad Robot to swing in and take care of Dak. Now, if we go for Imperial Recruiter, yeah, I think I like this. So we go for Imperial Recruiter. That's going to allow us to go to grab one of our combo pieces with Splinter Twin. That way we can at least just kind of hold on to it at this point right now. And we're going to go and grab Pestermite. Or if we want to, we can grab Deceiver. Yeah, I think that'll be a little bit of a better option. So we're going to grab Deceiver. And then we don't actually have 2 mana, so we're going to get down Watery Grave into play tapped, and then that'll still put us on for Entomb if we want to grab something specific out of our particular deck. But look at our graveyard. We've got 9 cards in the graveyard, and they're all lands. So hopefully we can start getting a few spells in there. Next turn, we can get down Dawson of Perfection and starting to build up some sort of board state. And we might be seeing... Opponent's going to go for Corrupt. Deals X damage to any target. There's a number of swamps that you control. I think they just dealt... Yeah, they dealt 3 damage to us, so that is not the end of the world. And then we draw into Kiki Jiki. We can actually just get down Kiki Jiki and start going for a bunch of Imperial Recruiter lines too, which sounds pretty cool. Oh no, excuse me, they did corrupt damage to Dak Faden. That's what that was. Okay, since we do have Kiki Jiki, let's go and swing in with Kess. That way we can swing in for 3 in the air. And the way I kind of view, especially combos in combos in Commanders, I kind of view it as a break glass in case of emergency. So at this point right now, we're going to kind of shift the game over into like a token game plan and see what sort of fun stuff we can do with Kiki Jiki. That's kind of what we're going for at this point right now. If things get nutty, we will end up going for the combo. Yeah, and I want to get down Dawson. So let's go for Dak Fade and see if we can't draw a few more cards. Mana Confluence and Painful Truce. We'll get rid of Painful Truce because we can recast it. And then I don't think we've made the land drops, so we'll go ahead and, we'll go and get rid of Entomb. So we'll get down Mana Confluence. Let's go for Dawson. And yeah, like I mentioned, the combo is one of the ways that we can win. It's just not necessarily what we're trying to win as quickly as possible with this combo. If we're playing in a modern tournament, definitely I'd jam it down and try to go for that. So, but at least right now, let's say that we do end up going for Deceiver. We flash in Deceiver. We can go for Splinter Twin. That will allow us to combo off. So what's going to happen is we get down to Deceiver, put Splinter Twin on Deceiver, and then we make a copy of it, enters the battlefield, and untap the enchanted creature. And then you basically just rinse and repeat until you get a ton of creatures on the battlefield, and then swing in for lethal combat damage. So once our opponent does tap out for black mana, if we want to close the game out that way, we kind of know the coast is clear for us to go for the combo. And the same thing with Kiki Jiki. We get down Deceiver, we cast Kiki Jiki, start making a bunch of copies of it, then we can go for that. But I think at this point, I really like the idea of going for Kiki Jiki and just going for a bunch of Dawson of Perfections or going for a bunch of Imperial Recruiters, because so we're here to have some fun here in Commander, and that's what we want to do. And we'll basically just be able to hopefully build up a really nice board state if we go for copies of Dawson. Even just having a 5/4 in the air, that is always nice. And let's see, what does it flip? Yeah, so if we cast an instant or sorcery, make a copy of it, we can actually end up with like double Wizard Tribal Lords. Man, that sounds good. All right, I think we're going to go for that. That sounds like a plan. And also, if we need to just kind of get the token game plan going, we can go for Entomb out of the graveyard if we want to start building up some of these tokens. Okay, so opponent's going to go get the Sun Droplet if they want to gain a little bit of life, kind of negate what we've been doing to them. Let's go for Temple of Deceit. Let's get the Scry going. Get the Scurry, the Fever, the Insanity. Chromatic Lantern is, we'll go and put that on the bottom for right now. Hit up Dak Faden, draw 2 cards. Factor Fiction, read the Bones. And we're safe to dump both of these into the graveyard because our graveyard is an additional hand at this point. And let's go for Kiki Jiki. I like that. That's going to be red, triple red. Opponent's tapped out, so the worst case scenario, we'll at least get down Kiki Jiki, make a copy of Dawson, and end up with a few extra tokens. I like that. We'll go for Entomb too. All right, opponent's going to scoop it up. So I'll go and post this video up because just to kind of show you what's capable with this deck. But we get down Kiki Jiki. We make a copy of Dawson of Perfection. That's going to be a 5/4. That's going to be swinging across, make an additional copy. We go for Entomb out of the graveyard. That's going to allow us to get 2 more wizard tokens on the battlefield between the copies and that, swing in for 10. And that's really going to, if our opponent doesn't have a board wipe, which is probably more than likely why they scooped up. If they didn't have a board wipe, then it's pretty much going to be game over pretty quick, and especially if we just want to close it out with Deceiver. So that's pretty much what this deck wants to do. You know, we didn't really see a ton of action out of the graveyard, but simply just using Kiki Jiki to make a copy of Dawson is more than enough to close it out. So if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye. Welcome to Kess, Dissident Mage. As far as opening hand goes, yes, I like it. We're going to keep on this one. We've got 4 lands. We have a ramp with Is It Signet. I took a drink of tea before I hit the record button. You know, it's making me kind of like hiccup for a second. All right, so it looks like we're going to have a fun match. Our opponent's going to lead off with Thoughtseize, and I definitely like this because that means we can be really aggressive with the Splinter Twin combo. If we see a turn 1 Thoughtseize, we know what's going on. The gloves are off the table. I like it. Drawn to Kiki Jiki, which is really nice. Let's lead off with Watery Grave. Not going to pay 2 life, and then anything else. We're going to go and pass the turn to our opponent. We're playing Kess. Flying, during each of your turns, you may cast an instant or sorcery spell from your graveyard. If a card cast this way, it will be put into your graveyard. Exile it instead. And we are playing against Erebos, God of the Dead. Indestructible Devotion 5 turns into a creature. Then your opponents can't gain life. Then for a 2-mana activation, pay 2 life and draw a card. So, greatness at any cost. We'll get down Graven. Yeah, that'll work. We don't really have anything. Well, we could represent double counter magic. Yeah, let's do that. We'll represent counterspell. Maybe they thought we drew into it for some reason. And then pass it back over to our opponent. And also, before we jump into the video, let's give a quick shout out to MTGOTraders for being a sponsor on the channel. Hit them up if you want to play Commander on Magic Online. And then also check out their paper store, Cape Fear Games, if you're looking for any of your paper cards to buy. They have a online retail outlet if you want to check that out. And shout out to inkgaming.com. Use coupon code JOLT to get 10% off your order. And also, if you use that coupon code, it will go back towards the channel, which definitely helps us out. And let's say you enjoy one of my thumbnails and you want to use it for your desktop wallpaper going forward into 2019. I'm always going to put a image link to the thumbnail art that doesn't have text on it. That way, if you want to use it for whatever you want to use, maybe you want to use it for your desktop wallpaper, it'll be down in the description below. So start looking around, have some fun. All right, so we're going to get Underworld Dreams. We're going to, drawn to Inferno Titan. That's nice, but we don't have the mana for it at this point. So we go Kolaghan's Command on Mana Vault. I mean, Kolaghan's Command on Sad Robot doesn't really sound that fun. They do have 1 card left in the hand, so we can actually make them discard a card. I think I like that. We go Kolaghan's Command, discard a card, Felmore Stone. Yeah, let's do that. So we'll get down Graven. We're going to add black to add black-red to our mana pool. Yeah, this will be a good, fun way to repay for that Thoughtseize. So we're going to go for target player discards a card and then destroy that Felwar Stone. So basically, it's going to put them in a position where it's going to get rid of that last card in their hand, and then also, their Mana Vault's tapped, so they're going to be taking a little bit of damage off of Mana Vault. And their last card was, ooh, that felt good. It felt good to catch that Night's Whisper. And so at this point, it puts them in a position where they have to completely tap out for Mana Vault or go for Erebos, and then go from there. Now, as far as this deck goes, it's been a long time since I've played this deck. This is Kess Splinter Twin. This is basically kind of like a modern shell of a Splinter Twin. That's one of our main win conditions with Splinter Twin is... Oh, there we go. Draw into it. So at this point, we're definitely going to end up going for Imperial Recruiter. Yeah, because I don't mind jamming Splinter Twin against Erebos. Sounds pretty good. Let's get down Island, and we'll go for Imperial Recruiter. We need to add black mana first. That way we can get that to red for Imperial Recruiter. Ooh, there we go. All right, let's go for Imperial Recruiter. And do we have to reveal it? Yeah, we do have to reveal it. So our opponent might kind of know what's up, but they don't know that we drew into Splinter Twin. So this is really nice. And we're simply just going to go ahead and grab Deceiver. That way it has 1/4. Let's say our opponent has something that gives our creature -1 or something like that. Is what it is. So at this point right now, we can actually win in 2 turns. Well, actually, I think technically 3 turns. So next turn, we flash in Deceiver. Then the following turn, we go for spot removal check and put Splinter Twin on Deceiver. So that's pretty much what we're going to be going for, because I know if you leave an Erebos deck around, they get card draw going, and it's not going to be good for us. So we're going to try to jam the combo as quickly as possible. And hopefully we can outrace some sort of spot removal. And we'll see how aggressive they're going to be with this Necropotence. That might be... yeah, let's go and always yield to that, and we'll kind of let them go through these triggers really quick. And I think they ended up going for about, I don't know how many activations they went for, but they went for about, I think about 5 activations. No, excuse me, 7. So they're going for a fresh hand. Now, unfortunately with Necropotence, this allows them to draw some cards pretty well. And so we're still going to go ahead and force the combo. We have ways to kind of get around it. We can also use Videlic Aether Mage to, I think, grab another one of our combo pieces. So if we need to grab Aether Mage, we can certainly go for that. Like, put that card at the beginning of the next end step. Let's go and yield to this trigger. And we draw 2 Secrets of the Dead, which is not exactly what we want to see. Yeah, I think at this point, I want our opponent to maybe kind of think the coast is clear in some form or fashion. So at this point, let's just simply just go and pass the turn to our opponent. I mean, they know Deceiver's coming, so at this point, we'll simply just flash it in up their turn, go for that spot removal check. They do have 2 mana available. Maybe they tap out for some reason. And then we'll kind of figure out what sort of game plan we want to do from there. Now, they definitely do have Devotion Online between Underworld Dreams and Necropotence with the Erebos God of the Dead. So that's something we do have to watch out for. If we need to block with Imperial Recruiter on Erebos, we certainly can. But Drouse Messenger, okay. And that's I mean, I love that card. Being able to sacrifice it and get it to come back on the battlefield as a 4/3. I've really, really enjoyed the Undying aspect. That's really cool. Okay, opponent's going to get down Liliana. Now at this point, we can also go for Deceiver. We can discard, we can flash in Deceiver to tap down Swamp. Now they might have some sort of, answer for that, but we'll kind of see. Discard a card. We're going to get rid of Secrets of the Dead at this point. Yeah, that's okay. That's fine for us. And they're going to exile that card. Now that puts them at 3 cards left in their hand. And so I guess at this point, before they get to their end step to draw those cards, we're going to go ahead and flash in. Because if we do it at the end of their main step before they draw a bunch of, or actually if they tap down now, or if they go for Pithing Needle on Deceiver, that would definitely complicate things. Okay, so if they get down Pithing Needle and they name us Deceiver, that'll get rid of the Splinter Twin. Yeah, Enchanted Creature gains that ability. So let's see what they end up naming off of Pithing Needle, because that might kind of stop us in our tracks. Okay, so opponent does name Deceiver. So at this point, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and cycle Videlic Aether Mage to find another creature that we can get onto the battlefield that will combo off with Splinter Twin. Let's get this popped out, and that will end up being Captain of the Mist. Yep, we'll grab Captain of the Mist. Now, unfortunately, the only downside to Captain of the Mist is that we have to we can't flash it in. That's one of the fun things about this combo, is that you can flash in creatures, and that allows you to kind of, flash it at the end of their turn, then go for Splinter Twin on your turn. With Captain of the Mist, we just have to leave it sitting out there for an entire turn. That does not sound that much fun, but depending on what we draw into, our opponent's going to be really aggressive with this Necropotence, because they definitely know what's coming with Pithing Needle, naming that one, and then being able to draw a ton of cards. That's going to really kind of stop our game plan. All right, so we do draw into Thought Scour. Yeah, I guess we end up going for Thought Scour just to kind of dig just a little bit deeper into our library, because, just tapping out for Kess doesn't sound that good. I take a damage off Underworld Dreams. Yeah, I mean, more than likely there's going to be spot removal in our opponent's hand, but we need to get this down because it's pretty much our only way to win. And so we're going to go for Captain of the Mist. Let's put in Blood Crypt into play tap, not going to pay 2 life, and then anything else, kick it back over to our opponent. But yeah, the Splinter Twin combo, it's... When I got into Modern, I think I explained it in the other video, but when I got into Modern, Splinter Twin was one of the more popular decks out there, and I never got a chance to play it in Modern because it got banned. And so, or at least when I was learning how to play Modern. So that's why I built Kess as Twin. And, it's a really fun combo to play. It's, and that's what makes this deck so much fun, is that we can get out a bunch of tokens. We can get down Young Pyromancer, Talrand, and that's going to be 8. It's going to be 10, puts us down to 2. So yeah, we're going to have to throw a blocker, at least in front of one of these creatures. So we're going to throw Imperial Recruiter in front of Erebos. Thank you, Imperial Recruiter. And but yeah, it's fun to kind of threaten this Young Pyromancer game plan with a bunch of tokens, Talrand. At the same time, you can really just kind of keep because the thing about it is you get down Talrand, you get down Young Pyromancer. If they leave that unchecked, then you end up in this position to where they're going to have to burn their spot removal and take, opponent went for Drain Life, so they're going to get it. I'll still go and post this video up because you know, Kess is a little bit more of a competitive deck, so we're getting to play against something that's a little bit more competitive. This was definitely more of a fair showing of that was, and our opponent played this game perfectly, getting down Pithing Needle and naming Deceiver. You know, if they name Splinter Twin, then that doesn't do anything because Splinter Twin grants the ability to Deceiver, so that was a good play by our opponent. And so, yeah, I'll go and show it. It's a little bit more of a competitive Commander game, so even though we lost, I'm going to post it up. But kind of wrapping up on what I was saying, you know, you can get down Young Pyromancer, make them burn their removal earlier on that, because if they don't stop those creatures, then we can just win the game with tokens. And then once they've burned all of their removal and resources, getting rid of your token enablers, then you can just simply just flash in Deceiver and go for Splinter Twin. So you can see where, you know, if our opponent didn't happen to dig into the Pithing Needle, with Necropotence, drawing 7 cards, it's pretty much going to allow you to kind of find an answer for anything that you want. But they're playing mono black, so you know, that's one of the more powerful cards in there. But let's say that they don't hit Pithing Needle, or if they don't have Necropotence, that one turn we're looking at Deceiver coming down, and then the following turn we go for Splinter Twin, and we just make a bunch of combos and close the game out from there. But opponent's going to get on this one, so good game to our opponent. And if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.